morning, students. Turn to page number 123 in your book. Now, you are already familiar with the creation of a MySQL database, which I have discussed in an earlier presentation. Now, once a database has been created, tables can be added into it. Today, we are going to discuss how to create a table in a MySQL database. Now see the syntax in the slide to create a table. The syntax goes like this. Create table name. Then in the next line, there is an opening bracket. Come to the next line, column name, data type, column options, followed by a comma. Then again come to the next line, column name, data type, column options, followed by a comma. Come to the next line again, column name, data type, column options, followed by a comma. Then again come to the next line, constraint list. Come to the next line, close the bracket, then see the text, table options, followed by semicolon. So this is the syntax to create a particular table in a MySQL database. Now, just check the syntax. Now see the text within that angular brackets. The text within that angular bracket are colored blue. That is, the texts, table name, column name, and data type are colored blue. These texts have to be replaced by the actual value that the user will specify. So the user is going to change these texts colored blue in the prototype. Again, see the text within the square brackets. The text within the square brackets are colored red. That is, the text, column options, constraint list, and table options are colored red. These texts are optional. So even if you do not specify, it will still do. Now, in the next slide, I will explain the syntax with the help of an example. In this slide, I will show you an example how to create a table. Say for example, you want to create a table named student having 5 columns, that is roll name, address, phone, and age. We start like this. Just check the slide. Create table student. Here the text student is for the text table name in the syntax above. In the next line, we put the opening bracket. Again come to the next line, see the texts roll space int. Here the text roll is for the column name and the text int is for the data type in the syntax above. Since roll numbers of students are usually numbers, so we give the data type as int. Now come to the next line, see the text name space varchar20. Here the text name is for the column name and the text varchar is for the data type in the syntax above. Since name usually consists of letters and spaces, we use the data type as varchar. Along with varchar, we give the size within brackets. For name, I have put the size as 20. Then again come to the next line. See the text address followed by space, then varchar40. Here the text address is for the column name and the text varchar40 is for the data type in the syntax above. Similarly, in the next line, see the text phone int. The text phone is for the column name and the text int is for the data type in the syntax above. Again in the next line, see the text is space int. The text is for the column name and the text int is for the data type in the syntax above. Again come to the next line, see the text primary key and then within bracket roll no. This statement primary key roll no makes roll no as the primary key. Here the primary key is for the constraint in the syntax above. Then the next line ends the table with a closing bracket and a semicolon. Now, see the table. Why we have used roll number as the primary key? This is because we know that every student in a class have to have a unique roll number. That is, all the roll numbers of students should be different. There cannot be two identical roll numbers. Only if you make the roll numbers of all the students as different, the class will be organized in a proper way. Now, in this slide, you can check the structure of the table named student. So once you have given the commands and the statements to create the table named student, you can see the structure as shown in this slide. So this is the structure of the table named student, and the 5 columns are roll, no, name, address, phone and age. These 5 columns are placed vertically. But in this table, as no records have been inserted, so this table is totally blank. In this slide, I will be talking about the commands to list the set of tables in a database and also the command to view the structure of a particular table in a database. Let's start with the command to list the tables in a database. The command to list all the tables in a database is show tables followed by semicolon. So just simply type the command show followed by a space, then tables and a semicolon as shown in the slide. Then the next topic is how to view the structure of a particular table. And the command to view the structure of a particular table is describe followed by space, then see the text within angle bracket, table name, then after that semicolon. So that is basically the syntax to view the structure of a particular table. Therefore, describe table name followed by semicolon is the syntax to view the structure of a particular table. Now say for example, if we want to view the structure of a table named student, then we write a statement like this: describe followed by space, then the text student and semicolon. So the statement describe student displays the structure of a table named student, and here the name student replaces the text table name in the syntax describe table name.